Man, I was really hoping that this series wouldn't have a low point like this. So, let's talk about Yakuza. I am playing through the entire Yakuza series timeline-wise. I'm going straight from Yakuza 0 to Yakuza 6. All remasters, all of the new games just right in a row. 0 to 6. So Yakuza 0, personally, so far has been the best to me. It has the charm, the personality, the graphics, it has the best gameplay, but it's still, the gameplay's still just beat 'em up. Yakuza Kiwami had a strong story, though it was very linear. Yakuza Kiwami 2 it had a strong story, but it was more predictable than usual. Alright, so now the Yakuza Sequel Trilogy released about 2 Tuesdays ago, and I finally got around to finishing Yakuza 3, which is the first one of the 3-4-5 trilogy. What can I say about Yakuza 3 Remastered? Yakuza 3 is not a Kiwami. Okay, it's not an extreme. It is not a complete overhaul. It is literally just a remastered Yakuza 3 from the PlayStation 3. It's not a bad game, okay? It is a very polished and clear-looking game. The problem is it's just a port to the next gen. Okay, it looks PS3. The gameplay is very PS3. Hell, sometimes it's PS2 era for most things. The story is adequate enough. It didn't really keep me vested in it really all that much. It's too much meandering, way too many characters to develop them, and honestly, a lot of the characters are just really meh, and you just don't care. I think the biggest crime with the story, though, is how political it gets. And it gets extremely political by chapters 3 or 4 all the way to the end. You know, there's a new villain, there's a new chairman. If you played through Yakuza Kiwami 2, you would know there's a new chairman. Kazuma Kiryu, he's living a new life way out in the ocean with his own orphanage. He's just kind of passing the time, helping little kids that don't have parents, and then politics gets in the way of his life. And then he's forced back to Kamurocho, of all places. And there are a couple twists, and they are genuinely good twists, but above all, the story is very, very underwhelming. Meandering, slow, political. It's adequate, and that's all I can say about it. The gameplay is the same exact thing as all the Yakuza games. It's a beat 'em up. With that being said, it's actually a little worse than the other games' beat 'em up gameplay, in that it's actually a little easier than those. I probably used a health, I'd say, 5 times through the entire 12 plus hour story. Okay. Now, the storytelling of the game is very weird, and I noticed this in Yakuza Kiwami 2. It started to feel a little uneven with the sub-stories interfering, but it wasn't that terrible in Yakuza Kiwami 2. Yakuza 3 just doesn't make any sense. You're tasked to go to a tower, and you're not on a set limit of time, but you basically, you need to rush over there because of the story, but then you start rushing and running, and then some random guy comes up and tells you about his wife is distraught and he needs your help for no reason at all. And it's just like, get away from me, let me do my main story. I need to rush to this building. It just, sometimes the game itself just doesn't make sense, and it does make it feel a little broken. The performances were solid. I mean, there isn't really any charm anymore in Yakuza 3. The characters are just, they were all serious. There was one part that pertained to wrestling that was pretty fun to go through for the chapter, but otherwise the story and the personality and the character development and everything was very, very below average. It was adequate at the very most. And Yakuza 3 Remastered is definitely setting the bar really, really low for this new sequel remastered trilogy. I honestly hope Yakuza 4 and 5 deliver immensely, because Yakuza 3 honestly was a giant letdown after 0, Kiwami, and Kiwami 2. So, my final verdict for Yakuza 3 Remastered for the PlayStation 4 Pro is a 6 out of 10. Thank you.